This is a Bramble Jam podcast. Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark mystery movies and the NBA.
I'm Antonio. I also love the NBA and Hallmark in every form that it shows up.
And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday to you. It's not every day on a Friday that we have an interview, but it's a good one. Antonio, welcome back to Deck the Hallmark. A second appearance. Not everybody gets that. So, I mean,
I feel honored to be in this group. Thank you. Thanks for having me back on this beautiful Friday. We finally got some sun out here, so I feel nice.
Thank God. Am I right?
Yeah.
It's probably, I feel like right now, I don't know what it's like in Canada. Never been. I want to.
Yeah.
But here in South Carolina, where the spring is basically like every weekend is either really hot or it gets really cold randomly. And you just kind of go through these ups and downs, and then you get sick, and then you're like, oh gosh, I guess this is it now. And then it's over, and then you're fine.
Yeah.
Then it's summer.
Vancouver is it has two seasons. It has pseudo summer and rain. And rain is usually like 7 to 14 months, and pseudo summer is somewhere between June and the end of June. So like yesterday we had 2 days ago we had a hailstorm. Like a hailstorm, like full on like baseballs of hail dropping.
Wow.
Just because it was Sunday, who knows?
Just why not? Why not? Since the last time that you and I spoke, you were in the Mighty Ducks, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I do want you to know, and I told you this, that I've never been more jealous of somebody. Like just the fact that you got to be on screen on the Mighty Ducks thing, and Emilio was there. So are you going back for season 2?
No. Although I kind of knew that. You know, we're the parents. They established us. We made sense in season 1, and at that point, they can say that we all.
Can I tell you this though? You don't want to go back now.
No.
Emilio's not there. Like, what's the point?
He's not
Why are
there.
we even doing this? Why are we doing this?
Yeah, I had my time with Emilio. Listen, I got to have my makeup done side by side with the dude and talk about nothingness. And the whole time in my head, I was like, "You're talking with Bombay!" Like, it's amazing.
It's Bombay. It's knuckle puck time. Yes. Flying V. It was so frustrating though. The show was. The scenes where Bombay's coaching are so good. They're so good. And I felt like we took a little bit too long to get Bombay out of the shell. Like, I think they waited. It's like, what was it, an 8-episode season?
Yeah, it was probably like 4 before you kind of like crack him actually doing what he's good at. Maybe 6 by the time he's actually like on the ice doing something cool.
Yes. It's unacceptable. As much as I love what is it, Lauren Graham?
Lauren Graham, yeah.
It's Coach Bombay. Like,
yeah, I felt the same way. And the other thing that kind of irked me when the season was over, because the kids in this show are fantastic.
So good.
They those kids need more runway, because if each and every one of those planes can get in the air, man, that's a sky full of Learjets. Like, they are studs. And I just felt like in the original Ducks, everybody had their thing. Yeah. Right, like you got Avery with the cowboy hat and the lasso routine. You got the knuckle puck and the smash. Like you, everyone had their really like defined lane. And in this one, the lanes were like close, but it didn't get you in the feels. You know what I mean? You didn't identify with one single kid, and you were like, "That's my horse. If I was on the team, that's who I would be."
Well, I would be hopeful that in season 2, those things would start to develop more, but it's just without Bombay, I just don't care as much. And so I'm probably not going to watch it. And I hate that.
No, the new guy would have to be so good and so interesting and so charismatic. And because he's an established somebody already, I don't think he can be.
It's like Mighty Ducks 3. Like, it's clearly the worst of the Mighty Ducks. Yeah. That coach is fine, but like the scene with the Bombay in it is the best scene in the movie. So it's just tough. Yeah. But I was so happy to see you in the Mighty Ducks. It made me so happy. I was
stoked.
Let's talk chocolate. Let's talk chocolate mystery. Andrew Walker, Nikki DeLoach. I'm so glad, spoiler alert to everybody out there, that you weren't the killer. I just want to say that. I made my as I was watching it, I just had a of a feeling in my stomach, like, oh gosh, he killed somebody.
Oh,
This it's going to
please.
be him. This is it. And I'm so happy that you didn't. First of all, I want to say that. But first of all, what a great cast.
Right.
How did you get involved with the project, and how much fun was this to shoot?
Project was incredibly fun. I got involved the way I do anything else. I auditioned. I actually got an audition for a different role, and I was like really excited. And then I kind of did the math on what it would take for me to book this other role, and I thought, that's not going to happen. What are they up to? and then I got a call like 2 days after I sent in the first tape. They're like, hey, we'd really like you to read for this other character. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like it makes more sense. As soon as it showed up, as soon as we saw the sides for the other character, my wife and I read it. We were like, yeah, this is what you're going to book. There's no question. Which felt great to be right about that, and it was exciting, for me to be reunited with Walker. Like he was the lead on in the first Hallmark that I did with him and Taylor and Marcus Rosner. So he's just like, you've spoken to him a million times.
Yeah.
Like he's the dude's
the best.
He's great. Yeah. And I had never met Nikki before. And I'm not, I don't look people up, just kind of as a general rule. And also I don't really care. And so I knew nothing about her. And we were kind of halfway through a conversation when her last name dawned on me, and I was like, I read your name on a script last year that I think Cardi Wong booked. And she was like, oh yeah, that was my movie. And I was on paper that I didn't end up seeing. I saw a few scenes that Cardi was in, but I don't know him. I just know him because Zach Hugg always speaks about him. And so I kind of follow his career. Cause I'm like, if Zach likes you, I like you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so getting to meet Nikki, in real life and find out that she's actually just the best, like the most grounded, kindest, wisest human was amazing. And like you said, the entire cast, like top to tails, like you kind of walk into this room and you're like, who are all these people and how did you all end up here? And then piece by piece, I rounded the corner and bumped into Lachlan Monroe, and I had this moment where I was like, I think I know him. Like, do I know him? Why do I know this guy? And then as he walked away, I realized, I've seen him in every show that
He's
I've ever
just been
watched
in everything
in the past 55 years.
forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it was really great. I'm hopeful that there will be more.
I can't see why there wouldn't.
I'm sure this is based off a book series, so you might know the answer to this, but I feel like it's set up really nicely, a sort of love triangle between you, Nikki, and Andrew. Like that, I feel like would be really fun.
Okay, so here's my question. Because when I read it, I had this thought. When our relationship takes the turn where she thinks I'm the killer,
right?
She never really comes back to me. She never has a moment where she rounds back and she's like, well, thank goodness it wasn't you, and I kind of like you. Like it just stops. And then the movie's over. And so I was like, hang on a second. That is the most unceremonious ghosting that Hallmark has potentially ever done. Like I felt like I got done dirty on that.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. But
oh man.
But also
up at night.
It depends. Like, does he know that she thought that maybe she was having dinner with a killer?
No, I don't think. I think that he figures it out afterwards. Okay. But we never see that scene.
Yeah. Right? That's tough to come back from on both sides. Like for Nikki's character, for Goldie, it's like I just accused. In my mind, I thought this guy was a killer.
We have to have an apology scene now. Like now she's gonna have to come to me and be like, I'm really sorry I never called you back. I thought you killed my best friend. And he's gonna be like, I loved her and now I don't. And it was hard for me too. And like, do you want to get a creme brulee? Like, where do we go from here?
Right. Can you tell me this? This was a question that we were left with, and maybe it was just like we got lost in the weeds a little bit. But the lady who died, Smiley.
Yep.
Who was she in a romantic relationship with? Was it Adele's son?
Anyone, actually.
No one. She wasn't.
No, I don't think anyone. So she was counseling Adele's son, Julian.
But they weren't. They weren't
an item.
Okay.
No. So what I think, what had happened was that Julian had confided things in her, and they were weighing on her. That moment at the beginning where she's walking with Nikki past the catering table, and she says like, "Can we talk? Can we meet?" And she's about to go drive in the next scene, and then she drives off the cliff. that was, I believe, to unfurl the mystery. Like she knew what was happening with Dr. Owen or whatever his name is, and so she had this piece of information about Julian that never came to fruition. But I don't think she was actually in a romantic relationship with anyone. Tremblay was kind of flirty with her, and my character used to date her, obviously, and was sort of dumped.
But what was the reasoning? Like, why? Because Adele says that she saw her leaving the house late at night. That happened, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it led me to think, oh, she's
were like
in a relationship with Julian, not Julian's dad, like as Adele thought, but she's in a relationship with Julian.
Yeah. No, I could be wrong about this, I suppose, but I think that it's that he was a very troubled young man and she was his counselor, and so like she would go what's going on over there? Sorry. She would go and so my wife just like walked in the background. I don't know where it is. Yeah, she would go to that house to try and like help Julian, because I don't know, maybe he had nowhere else to go or he had no one else to talk to.
All right. I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
I'd have to rewatch it.
Yeah, there was a lot of, listen, I'm used to my homework being very nice and easy to follow. Yeah. And there were a lot of names, and I'm just like,
this was a hard one.
It was a hard one. I don't know what that was for me.
I literally, I'm not making this up. I was shooting another thing at the time, so I was like doing double duty, and I was reading and I was paying attention, but things got lost. And I read the script and I got to the end of it, and I was like, I have no idea what happened. like I didn't know who the killer was when I got to the end of it, and I had to start the whole thing over. It was like, I also found out that in a previous draft there wasn't just one death; there were multiple.
Oh.
So this person was like, for whatever reason, picking people off, and I guess at some point Network read that and were like, "Man, this is very un-Hallmark." So you can have one.
I wonder what happens in the book.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not.
I think it is multiple people in the book. No,
I'm not going to read it.
But I know that there's at least 2 books in the series.
Yes.
There might be more, but at the very least, there's 2 books. So I can't imagine that they're not going to make a string of these. You have Nikki and Andrew make 1,800.
Maybe somebody who has read the book can tell us if there's a love triangle. But I'm here for it. I'm here for the love triangle. As we didn't get to really see the 3 of you interacting together, right?
Yeah, like to me that would be really fun if they go in this direction, that Goldie does develop feelings for Brad and we actually become a thing, and then there is, there's a not a feud, but there's a feeling that passes between Andrew's character and my character that is like, we don't like each other, but we can see that we're both nice dudes, but also like game on.
Did you have a
scene with Andrew like a suit off? No. We were in the same. We were both in the restaurant together, but we were kind of like across from each other.
Was that even shot on the same day?
It was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We could see each other throughout the whole.
Hey, buddy.
The whole thing.
Hey, good to see you. You're doing great.
Because originally, what he wanted was to be able to see us in the back of Andrew's shot and Andrew in the back of our shot, so that they could get those like kind of like flirty, furtive glances between the 2 of them. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't think they used any of that, so it might not have worked, but it was a nice idea.
I got to ask you about Evergreen. You know how much I love Evergreen. This past year was the first year we haven't had an Evergreen in,
I know,
like 4 years, I think. How many Evergreens are there? Are there 4?
Yeah. Christmas Evergreen 4 was the last one. Like, what happened?
Is this it? Are we done?
I don't know. I want to know. I'm not even close to in the loop. I'm not even like the end of a frayed rope. Like they could have done part 5 and not told me, and I just still would not know. Like the person to lobby, I have to believe again, is Zach Hugg, because he's the one who wrote the bulk of them, and like it's his world. It's his world, and he has an ending in his head. I know he does, because I know.
Oh,
him.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is the type of person who would have an answer. You should have him on and grill him.
Yeah.
At the very least, you should get him to get on here, and if it's not going to get made, you should make him tell you the story of Evergreen 5 live.
I'm still pushing for Christmas in Evergreen, the TV series. Like, I think it's
Thank you.
just a thing that
It's
we
a
should do.
no-brainer. Yeah,
That's
it
how we
kills
should
me.
end it.
Yeah. I had that conversation at some point with Zach, kind of back and forth on Twitter, because I was like, this is what it should be. It should just transition into that, and it would also make more sense, right? Like by the time you got to part 4, there were so many people that you have to accommodate, so many actors, so many schedules, so many whatever. That if you turn it into an 8-part, one season that turns into 5 seasons or whatever, then you can have Jill Wagner's episode as 1 and 8. And she doesn't have to be there for all of it, but she's focused. And you could have Ashley, and you could have, like, we could all actually have our part in this giant town, and it would be contextualized. It would make sense. Like,
yeah, I'm more than here for it. How about I just finished Yellow Jackets, and Rakia was so good in it. That's so great for her. So awesome for her. Just doing stuff.
She's fantastic.
Let's get to what I think. I mean, we did 15 minutes of Hallmark, more than enough.
That's a lot.
Let's talk about the NBA, buddy. Let's. I think what everybody wants to know is who you got. Obviously, you got the Raptors, but and I feel like I can hear people turning off their podcast across the world.
We're gonna tie Hallmark into the NBA.
Oh yeah, someone's gonna fall in love. You just wait. You just wait and see. I feel like we got a lot of really fun matchups in the first round.
Yeah.
Not to mention Philadelphia Raptors. How are you feeling about that?
I feel great about it. I was thinking about matchups for a long time. I really do, actually.
Are you just saying that to convince yourself that you feel good about it?
No. I am a disciple here of Nick Nurse. I think that Nick Nurse is truly a coach to be reckoned with. I think that his scouting reports and his game plan, the whole team's scouting reports and game plan, but the way in which he's able to look at the team that he's facing and then tinker with his roster in order to fit it into an offense and a defense that's going to dominate who's in front of him it's masterful. And he's done it time and time again. We have this, like, when the season first started, I was talking to a friend of mine who does wardrobe for Hallmark, and I said she's fairly new to the interest of basketball. Like, she just got into the Raptors and she's a big fan and blah, blah, blah. And I said, this is actually the best year. If you're just starting off, this is the best year to be a Raptors fan, because they have the most exciting and bizarre team kind of in basketball history. We have a bunch of 6'9" players who have 7'4" wingspans. They're so annoying to play. You can't go anywhere without a hand just randomly swiping at you, and you don't even know where the hand came from. There's no direction. And so when you dropped a massive superstar like Embiid into the center of that, who is going to, let's just get this out of the way, get 30 and 10 minimum no matter what you're looking to do is to make his percentage plummet and to throw him off in such a way that he can't actually use his help. And our team is designed to be able to do that. And then furthermore, you have a Fred VanVleet who can chase James Harden all day. Again, Harden's going to get his points. We're not looking to
maybe we'll see.
Maybe. I mean, he's been playing, fortunately for us, terribly, but he has the capacity to make his team better, and that's what we want to get rid of. The rest of that, we can shut down. Our defense is relatively stifling when it's together, and our offense, when it's clicking, I mean, just put Scotty Barnes in and sort of wind the dude up, and he's going to create some sort of offense for you. We've discovered that. Like, what a score that kid has been. So, I'm on board with it. I won't lie. I didn't want Philly. I wanted Miami, but not because we're a better matchup. I just love the drama. I just thought, what a mess that series would be. It'd be so emotional. And, Oladipo just came back, and I think the league has forgotten that Oladipo is beyond good. Like, that dude is a game changer. I've seen him play a couple games, and even I was like, oh yeah, what a mess for the league. Everyone forgot he's on Miami. That's problematic.
Right.
So but yeah, first round, I'm stoked on that. I'm also stoked to see Ja Morant and Ant Edwards.
That's the series that I'm the most excited about. And I just want to say this to everybody out there. As a Magic fan, like, I would be, I get that excited when we make the playoffs. So shove off. It's exciting for Minnesota. They're excited. I loved it. I love it.
Yeah, go for it. I'm not naturally a Minnesota fan. No. I love to hate Pat Beverly. he is like my favorite person to dislike. Man, the mouth on that guy.
I kind of love him. I gotta be
I
honest.
love it. This is the thing. I'm obsessed with him, but I love hating him, and that's what he wants. You know what I mean? I'm playing his game. Also, I'm not a fan of Cat. I just think he's one of the most annoying players that's ever played, but dude can ball. And so, like, do they deserve to be there? Absolutely. Absolutely. D'Angelo Russell? Oh, like, it's just a team of, like, young pseudo-villains. It's great.
And they won that game with Cat fouling out with, like...
Cat was terrible in that game.
5 minutes left in the fourth?
Texted it to everybody. Yeah, I think it was, yeah. It was like, it was a lot. He had 11 points and 5 rebounds. Like, you deserve to be booed. Also, you're going to the playoffs. Get it.
Yeah.
Get it, man.
All right, let's just walk through the playoffs real quick, and then we'll let everybody off the hook. The Heat, they're moving. It doesn't really matter who they're going to play.
Yeah.
They'll win. You've got the Raptors.
Yep.
You've convinced me. I'll go Raptors. Yep. I'll go Raptors over Sixers.
I'm saying Raptors in 6. I'm not even. I don't even need Game 7.
No, who does? Why not? Bulls, Bucks. Not a bad series. That's fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very exciting. I have to say, I'm pretty sure the Bucks are going to take it. Obviously, I want the Bulls because Raptors for life. DeMar DeRozan's my guy. Also, the construct of that Bulls team, they are designed to be able to obliterate most people just on offense. But I don't know. Chris Middleton goes off. Giannis, we know what he can do, and they've got a whole team of smart role players. Not to mention Drew. Like, the Bucks are tested. When they won, I said, LOL, they got one. It's never going to happen again. And then I kind of looked at what was happening around in the league, and I was like, it's possible that they can just keep doing this.
Yeah.
So
I know. I want the
Bucks.
I want the Bulls too, because Magic for life. I gotta cheer for my boy Vooch. But the Bucks are too good. I
didn't know that Didi and Vooch are like amazing friends. That's how those two ended up on the Bulls together. So
there you go.
Magic and Raptors. Here we go.
Let's go. Nets, Celtics.
Yeah,
7-2.
It's a hard one. Listen, I don't know how you beat Kevin Durant. Jason Tatum, amazing. Jaylen Brown's playing fantastic. That coach has finally like figured out what to do with that team. But KD and Kyrie just have that chip inside them that you put them in a big game and they deliver a big game. I don't know. The rest of the team I think is trash, but I got to go Brooklyn on that against my better judgment and my best wishes. I want Boston in 4. And that's saying a lot because I hate Boston because I'm a Trump fan.
It's tough. I mean, Kyrie is obviously very good. They just haven't played a lot together. No. And so you got four, at the least 4 games where you get to kind of see how things shake out. Celtics have been playing really good ball down the stretch.
They've been playing amazing.
After also. But I got to go with the Nets.
I don't know.
I got to go.
Also lost Robert Williams.
I got to go with the Nets.
Missing. Yeah. It's I think it's conclusive.
West Suns against, I don't know. Let's go with the Pelicans. Let's go with the Pelicans. Why not?
I mean,
with the Suns.
I don't know how you don't pick the Suns. They're playing. They're playing out of their mind. They're punching out of their league. Like it's too much. I love the Pelicans. I think like CJ plus JV plus Ingram is pretty exciting. I said to somebody, and I got in trouble for this, I think that the Pelicans should trade Zion. I think they should ship him off to New York, get Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin, and just roll without him because the core that they have over there doesn't seem like they need him.
Who's giving you grief about that?
People who don't know.
I am
100. Think that Zion's supposed to be like the second coming.
Listen, I'm from the city that Zion played high school ball in. I know enough people that know Zion to tell you that Zion is lazy, and I just don't have high expectations. Like he can obviously dunk the ball out of the gym, but trade him.
Yeah. And like, I think that if you sent him to New York, you're reuniting him with RJ Barrett, so New York's gonna be happy with that. They get a marquee player, a name on the Gardens, blah blah blah. And then
New York would be so annoying about it.
Yeah, I'm here for that.
Yeah. Mavs Jazz.
Ooh, that's like an annoying matchup because I don't care about either team right now. They're both playing so poorly.
Yeah.
Um, Donovan Mitchell gets the good guy award for the rest of his life, as far as I'm concerned. I just think that guy is a really good guy, so I want him to win. But Doncic deserves it. Send him forward.
I went to Salt Lake this year for the first year, and I just fell in love with the city. And I
Yeah,
went to a Jazz game, Jazz Magic. Jazz
yeah,
beat the Magic. That's no surprise.
fair.
But I really enjoyed it. It was a
Yeah,
really good crowd. They were very loud, and I mean, they were playing the Magic. So there's no reason
Utah's
anyone.
always been one of the loudest places to play in.
So I kind of really found myself falling in love with the
Yeah,
city, and so I'm going with Salt Lake. Let's go Utah.
I say take Utah. I want Utah to win. I'm gonna go Mavs because I just think Doncic, he's gotta make a name for himself. Like he's got to
Yeah.
get himself into places that people don't
Well,
want him.
he's just got to stop, getting texts, and
Yeah,
that'll help out a lot. I love
yeah,
every year, at least 3 times a year. He's like, I'm done. I'm not
yeah.
gonna get mad at the refs anymore. I'm done. I'm leaving it
Sure.
behind me. Yeah,
And then he
buddy. We'll
goes
see.
off.
Golden State, Denver. Who you got?
It's a mess. It's funny. I was just listening to the Draymond Green podcast with Steph Curry where they were talking about their 2017 team, and they were just saying
The
like,
best team, no matter what happened. They're the
yeah,
best team of all
no
time.
matter what
Guys, I don't
happens.
know how you
He's
can
like,
say
I
that.
concur. It's my favorite statement. I love it. I love Draymond Green because he's outlandish and he has the IQ to back it up when it comes to talking basketball. It doesn't mean he's right, but
No.
like he understands stats. He understands all the stuff.
I just don't know.
I
I don't know
know.
how you can say that with what
Right?
happens.
Yeah, he's
If you
I love
win,
him.
if you win that year, I concur.
Yeah. But
They didn't.
no, you can't say that nobody could beat us when you got beat.
Yeah, I concur.
It feels, but I don't know. Those two teams, I don't think either of them are playing up to their potential. I think I feel really badly for Jokic because he is out of this world. If he can get Jamal Murray back and they can put a squad together, they're a really exciting team. What they've been able to do without Jamal Murray is unreal. Like I would like to see them move forward. I will pick them over Golden State, just because I need Golden State to just quiet down and check.
Steph is still out, right?
Yeah.
Is he supposed to be back in the playoffs?
I'm not sure. I haven't read anything about whether or not they kept him out the last stretch to let him heal, or if he's out because he's like injured.
Give me Denver.
Yeah, I'll take Denver any day.
I will say though, when Golden State is clicking, like when Steph's out there, Clay's out there, they're one of my favorite teams to watch. Like I'm still not over it. When they are clicking and they're hitting, I'm all in. So
I think that they are like they're Showtime Lakers. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if you've been watching Winning Time. I'm sure you have, but like
I actually haven't. I keep asking people if it's any good, and I don't know anybody who's
just
watched
watch it.
Is it good?
Just watch it. Yeah. It's I mean, it's classic Adam McKay structurally, and so if you're into Succession, you're just getting Succession of basketball with a little less drama and a little bit of comedy. And John C. Reilly as Jerry Buss is kind of the characterization you didn't know you needed. It's great.
Did you watch the TNT 75 draft, the NBA draft that they did?
I watched the first 3 minutes of it, and then I was like, I can't do this.
I watched the whole thing, and if for no other reason than to see Jerry Buss just like throw shade constantly, it's worth it. He gives the guy on TNT, was it Tuesday, in between Dwayne and Candace, there's just like this guy that no one knows who he is. And Jerry just keeps giving that guy crap for no reason.
Amazing.
It's fantastic.
You must know. Yeah. No,
I don't know.
It's worth watching.
All right. And then did you pick the Grizz or the Wolves?
Oh, I go Grizz. Yeah, there's no question. Grizz
so
is
fun.
like, oh my God. I'm such a fan of like letting young studs run. Like that team is just a stable full of young bucks who can just ball in ways that you didn't think you needed to see. And they just watching them figure out how to win this season with Ja, without Ja. It's wild that they lost him for 2 separate stretches and their winning percentage went up. shouldn't happen.
They are every small market's like dream. Like
Yeah.
we all look to them like you guys did it because they did it the right way.
Yeah. Yep.
And it gives you hope. Like it gives me as a Magic fan hope. Like
Yeah.
like
You can do it.
I look at the Magic and I'm like, we have these pieces, like
You
these
have the
potential
pieces.
Like
Yeah.
the
It's all
next,
organizational.
yeah. So we'll see.
And
But
that's one of
I
the
got this.
fascinating things. Like, I'm biased, but I think that Toronto has probably one of the tightest organizations around. It took 25 plus years to get that culture put together. But once it was put together, everything from drafting to scouting reports to the coaching to the development, like it syncs. And now you have a team on paper where, sure, you got a Fred VanVleet and a Siakam, but they came into prominence under some really, heavy hitters. And they are this like next level team of nobodies. They're nobodies.
Yeah.
On paper, my Raptors should have actually been 14th according to conventional Moneyball stats. But you have to account for a Bobby Webster and a Masai and a Nick Nurse and what Tenenbaum is willing to do. And so when I look at the Grizz, I'm like, I don't know enough about their front office and their work culture, but it's evident on the court that everything is working together. There's nothing going in the wrong direction.
And I just want you to know, I apologize. Like as a Magic fan, I just found myself hating the Raptors the last like few years.
Yeah.
And especially Nick Nurse. Like I think I want to punch his face. And so, but I can appreciate it. And I'm a Pascal fan. Like getting to see him his rookie year just ball and seeing the potential and seeing him grow. It makes me happy. So I'm
rehabbed
happy
next
for
to
you.
him in his rookie year when he first made it to the league. They were in Vancouver, and I obviously like watched college basketball, so I knew exactly who he was. And I went to I have an issue with my knee, so I went to this rehab clinic to get my knee done at the place where all the like sports guys do. And they just like ushered me into this back room. They're like, "Oh, we'll treat you here." And I was next to Pascal Siakam, and I said to him in his first year, I was like, "You're our guy, man." And he was like, "Oh, thank you." I was like, "No." I was like, "You're our guy. Like you're the future of this franchise." And I was just saying that because I was next to a basketball player, but I was right.
You were right, and you can claim that until the day you die.
I can claim it. I made him.
Exactly right. Well, there you have it, everybody. The first round, all of our picks are guaranteed to be 100% correct. And I'll tell you this, Antonio, I know we're going to get tons of great feedback on what we just did. And so after the first round, I'll have you back and we'll do it all over again for the rest of them. I think that's what are you working on? Where can we expect to see you next, buddy?
The next thing that I got coming out will be on Disney. I just did a movie called Under Wraps 2. It is
Under Wraps 2
movie. Yeah.
Were you in Under Wraps 1?
No, Under Wraps 1. So it's a remake of Under Wraps, which was like a movie in the late 90s where like mummies come back to life and kids meet.
I know this movie.
Yeah. So it's pretty rad. So they did one with Malachi Barton and I was going to name all the people in the cast, but it's irrelevant. I don't know if anybody knows who the people are. Anyway, it's a bunch of like Disney kids, and so they just did part 2, and we have a pretty cute little story in there. It's a love story.
I got to be honest, man. Disney Channel original movies were my gateway drug to Hallmark. Like I grew up on DComs, and so like these like cheesy low budget movies.
Yeah.
Like I think growing up on those movies is what made me feel comfortable around Hallmark. Obviously the Christmas helped, but I think it wasn't as much of a barrier for me to just be like, okay, this is what I want.
Yeah,
like,
you already know the structure.
Yeah.
And I didn't grow up watching those, and so I've now gotten to be in 2 separate Disney projects, and like having done so much Hallmark, I walked on set and I was like, oh, this is the same. It's just the same with like a crazy budget.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah. Is it 14 days still?
They shot this movie over the course of like 2.5 months, but Hallmark's still 14 days.
Yeah, right.
This movie took forever to shoot, and like we did. If this is a spoiler, no one's gonna watch this and then watch Under Wraps. There's maybe, I'm not sure, but the day that I went to go start Dying for Chocolate, I had to do a reshoot for something on Under Wraps. And the director, Alex Zam, is like the nicest dude. And so there's a lot of moving parts, and he hadn't really had time to like to say thanks because I had to change my schedule so I could like come in the morning and do this thing. And makeup came in and they're covering me in chocolate. on this under wraps because there's the stunt that happens. And then he's like, oh man, by the way, thanks so much for doing this. Like, it really helps us out. By the way, I'm so sorry. I didn't even get to ask what you're working on. I was like, I'm on a movie called Dying for Chocolate. And like, as I'm saying this, there's like chocolate dripping like on my nose, my ears. And he just bursts out laughing. He's like, wow. He's like, you can't make this stuff up, can you?
You should have gone on set, Dying for Chocolate with
chocolate coated.
I misunderstood the assignment, guys. I thought
I didn't get
this was the whole thing. I thought this was the bit.
Does my trailer have a shower? It doesn't. Baby wipes? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we'll make it work. That's awesome. Is it for Disney Channel or is it for Disney Plus?
Yeah, it'll be on Disney streaming.
Sweet.
Disney Plus.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome, buddy. Well, it's so good to see you, and I hope to see you again sooner rather than later. You're one of my favorite people, and so it's just great catching up. And until next time, may I be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you.